morning.
It's Friday. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Abby, you're awake this morning.
She's awake.
She's like, it's sunny out. Go outside. Hope everyone had a great week so far.
I sure did.
Yeah. I'm glad you did.
Had a fun birthday yesterday. Thank you for all the lovely birthday wishes. Mostly from you.
Well, I mean,
on
like
every single account.
Sitting there, I'm like, oh, so many things to post. Getting very out of practice.
Thank you. Really
Good morning,
nice.
Jen. Hi, Virginie.
Happy
Thank
Friday.
you, Johnny. Hi, happy Friday. Good morning.
How did we get to mid-May already?
It is beyond me.
Time is flying. Flying by.
Birthday wishes for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, any requests today, send them through to the chat. Let us know. Love to get your day started with something that you'd like to do.
I was
Okay,
like,
Abby.
nap. I would like a nap in the morning.
It's like 20-minute Shavasana.
Usually she does Shavasana almost the entire time we're teaching on the
True.
bed. Unless
True.
she is guarding the house.
I don't know, her Shavasana is rare, like lying on her back. Does happen sometimes.
It actually happens. Anyways.
But as a proportion of the amount of time that she naps,
Yeah, but she's the dog. She obviously lies on her front, like she is now.
but then you lie on your back sometimes when you're really, really relaxed. Yeah.
Anyways.
You do that. What are you doing?
Your hair was wild when you woke up this
Your hair
morning. It was crazy.
Hence why I was like, well, if I can do this, I'm going to do this. 'Cause it was literally
It was crazy.
insane. It was like middle part, like this, and then there was like a
chunk
floof
that
on the
just-
top that was just like brrr.
Like seaweed.
I don't even know. A
Yeah.
mind of its own.
I'm glad you're able to tie it up. Nobody can see what happened this morning.
No one should ever have to see that.
Well, I did.
This is true.
Anyways, I think we should get started.
Should we? Okay, let's do it. Starting in a comfortable seat. Yeah, work the glutes. From Carol.
Okay. Like stretch it or work it?
I guess both. Comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Let's rest the palms face up. And if it's comfortable for you, connect the index and thumb in Chin Mudra. Just allow those first few breaths to settle the body. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Just very gently nudge your awareness down towards your hands, or if your hands are in Chin Mudra, to the space between your index and thumb. Aware of left and right. The feeling of where they are in space. You might notice temperature, heartbeat. See if you can keep the awareness at those points. Just notice as you hold the awareness of those points, What happened to the rhythm of your breath? It's okay if it changed. Maybe the rhythm you've set up now is actually what you need this morning. Longer inhales or longer exhales. Combination of the two. See if you can add a third point to pay attention to. The space between your eyebrows, your third eye. Not straining the eyes to look towards that point. Holding the attention there just as gently as you are on the point between your thumb and index finger or your hands. Can you allow the awareness of these 3 points to create a feeling of presence? Without judging it, we're acknowledging how we feel in that place. Some days this might be really, really comfortable. We drop into it with ease. You might experience days where this is rather challenging. You're distracted or scattered. Both are experiences of presence, just different. Start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Expanding the torso with the breath flowing in, contracting it as the breath flows out. Gently place the palms in prayer at heart center, thumbs resting into the sternum. I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice this morning. Something to nudge the mind toward. Increase this level of focus. We'll inhale to breathe that intention in, fill all the way up. Open your mouth and release the breath. Beginning to the sound of a single Om. Inhale. Bow your head. Blink your eyes open.
All right, let's straighten the legs out in front. Sorry, Abby, you can Shavasana on the couch.
Wow.
She steps over your drink.
Wow.
All right, so with the legs out in front, I'm just going to bend the right knee and notice if you kind of lean to the left and you have your right sit bone lifted, keep your right sit bone down, and that might mean you have to walk the foot further forward away from you. So see how close you can bring the heel in without the sit bone lifted. Hug that leg, hug the shin, lift your chest up. Abby is not in Shavasana, she is looking outside. Shoulders pull down. Keep trying to ground your right sit bone. Mom, Dad's so mean. Keep hugging the right leg in. Puff the chest up. Good. Take another breath. We're going to add a twist. So bring your right hand behind you. Your left arm can hug the right leg, or you can bring your left elbow outside the right thigh and look towards the space behind you. Keep pressing your right sit bone down. Don't let it lift up. So again, if it lifts up, don't go as deep or bring your foot further forward. And try to puff the chest up still, turning to face the back of your mat. And then as you inhale next, come through center. You're going to bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Keep the ankle flexed and lean back a touch. Bending your left knee. You might bend it a lot or a little bit. And without using your hands, you want to gently press the right thigh forward. At the same time, lift your chest up. So like you're trying to arch your spine, like you're doing a cow spine, not a cat. Cat's when we're rounding and hunching. But puff the chest, lift the chest up, push your ribs forward. Keep flexing your right ankle. Breathe. And then from here, we're simply straightening the left leg, straighten the right leg. You can have your feet hip width or maybe as wide as the mat. And then just start to lean forward. Don't worry about where the hands end up. So if you do, just slide the hands down the shins. You can also drape the hands over the toes or bring the hands kind of between the legs. And allow a moment here just for the body to kind of come forward with no real agenda of trying to pull at the legs. You can even have bend at your knees. And think about pushing your sit bones back a touch as you continue to just gently reach the top of your head forward. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh this breath out. And slowly come back up. Bring the legs closer together. Bend the left knee. And again, notice if you kind of lean further to the right and you bring the left foot really close, but your left sit bone is lifted. So you want to ground down into that sit bone. And then hugging the left leg, puff the chest up, draw your shoulders down. So you want to be super tall here in the spine while pushing into your sit bones and hugging your left leg in. For some of us, we might experience a stretch in the front of your hip where it's compressed right now. Some of us might feel the glute. Some of us might not feel anything. It's just kind of hanging out as we hug the leg. It really depends on what feels tight in the body. Some of us might feel the back, actually. Yeah, you probably feel nothing.
Feels comfy.
All right, so we're gonna bring the left hand behind. Right arm can hug the leg, can bring the elbow outside. Whatever works for you here, looking towards the space behind you. So for me, in this pose, I feel the hip crease. It's just always a point of contention for me. Keep your gaze back. Try to puff the chest up a little more, hugging that left leg in, but keeping your sit bone down, rooting down into the mat. And then when you inhale next, come through center, guide your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Keep it flexed, so keep the ankle strong, lean back a touch, bend the right knee as much as your hip allows you. Flex the left ankle, and you're pushing left thigh forward without the help of the hands. Hand stays behind you, and I want you to lift the chest up. To intensify this pose, you can walk the right foot forward a little more, or try to bring your chest or your ribs, actually front ribs, towards your left shin. And here we're getting into the outer parts of the glutes, glute med, outer hip. Breathe. One time I'm in this pose and Abby tried to climb onto my lap.
I remember one of our Zoom classes.
Yep. All right, so from here we're going to straighten right leg, straighten the left leg. And you can bring, again, feet about hip width, or this time together. Together, yeah. And fold forward. Take a few breaths here. Yeah, nothing super intense. You're not forcefully pushing the body into a deeper forward fold. Just kind of notice as you drape your torso forward, and you can have your knees bent where you're feeling it the most. Could be the low back or anywhere running along the spine. Your glutes, your hamstrings, or the back of your thighs. Might feel a little bit in the back of your knees, your calves, ankles, right to the soles of your feet. Let's take one more breath. And then from here, you'll inhale, come back up. And we will come to a tabletop. So you can just cross your ankles, bring your hands forward, send your legs back into table. And in tabletop, we're gonna straighten the right leg back, bend the right knee, so flex the heel, and without bringing your belly down too much, pull your belly up and then push your right heel up towards the ceiling. Ground into the pads of your fingers, pull the shoulders down. So neck stays long. Take another inhale, but try to pull the belly in more, push the right heel up more. And then we'll tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and then come into a three-leg dog where we're pushing the right foot to the left side, squeezing the heel in, lifting the right knee up towards the ceiling. Take another inhale. And when you exhale, just step the right foot forward, step the left foot forward. So you might take more than a few steps to bring your feet all the way towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, arch your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Push into your feet, lift all the way up, inhale. And we'll fold again, exhale. Breathe in, halfway lift. When you exhale, keep your right foot there, send your left foot all the way back, lower the left knee for a moment. And keeping your hands on the mat, so you can be on fingertips. If it's more accessible, hands can be on some blocks or books, or you're trying to bring your palms all the way down. At the same time, push your hips forward. So keep that momentum or trajectory of the front of the hips pushing towards the front edge of your mat, and then trying to bring your right front of the shoulder kind of really sealed, touching the top of the right thigh. Keep pushing the hips forward. And then I want you to keep everything else the same, but just start to tuck your left toes and lift the left knee. Good. Now, keeping your right side of your chest, trying to keep it in contact with your right thigh, not changing anything else. You're going to sweep your arms back. But can you melt your hips a little more? So bend the right knee a little more and keep pushing your left heel back, melting the hips down, and then start to lift just the front of your shoulders up, but your ribs still kind of touch your right thigh if possible. So spit more of an arch in your spine, but let your hips come low again. Breathe in. Good. Left hand comes down. Right arm lifts up. Turn your chest open. Inhale here. Keep that right knee bent. Good. And exhale. Right hand comes down inside the right foot. Bring your right foot out to the side. Good. So right knee stays bent. Melt your hips down. Walk your hands one big step forward. Keep the back knee lifted for now. Breathe. And then gently lower your left knee down again. So, and hips, pushing them forward. And hands still, big step forward. And if you like, you can start to bring your elbows a little lower. You might not touch the mat right away. That's okay. And breathe. Shift the hips forward a little more. And try not to let your right knee point out to the right side too much. Hug the right thigh in, bring it close towards your right shoulder. Take one more inhale. Long breath out. Walk your hands in as you come back onto your palms. Keep your right foot out to the side and start to send your hips back. Straightening the right leg. A little bit at a time. You might keep a bend to the knee. You don't have to straighten the leg all the way. And then once again, if you're comfortable here, walk the hands further forward. Pushing your hips back. Breathe. So we're getting more into the hamstrings, but you might still feel the glutes a little bit here. And they're all connected. So if glutes are tight, it'll pull towards the hamstrings. So hamstrings are tight. It will pull towards the glutes, towards the calves, soles of your feet. Good. Take another inhale. Long breath out. And when you inhale next, you'll bend the right knee, palms connect to the mat, step your right foot all the way back to plank, so the back knee stays lifted. Breathe in here. When you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly, untucking the toes and sweep the arms back. Good. When you inhale, float everything up slowly. And when you exhale, gently release down. So again, breathe in, lift up without rushing. So you feel the work in the back body. Exhale, coming down. Again, breathe in, float. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Bring your palms next to your chest. Push into a tabletop when you breathe in. Exhale, melt your hips back. Come into a child's pose when you breathe out. So in this child's pose, you can experiment with maybe bringing your knees wider or closer together. Hands can reach forward or hands can reach back. You might notice a different sensation in your glutes, in your back, in the front of your hips, thighs, shins. Breathe through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Come to tabletop. Good. Left leg extends back. So before we do anything else, try to push your belly down first, and then pull your belly up. Then bend your left knee, and then try to push your foot up, push your heel up, without your belly dipping further. So pull the belly in, separate your shoulder blades, and try to push that left heel up. Then we're tucking the right toes, lift the right knee, three-leg dog, turn your left hip open so your left foot pushes over to the right side, lift the left knee high, pressing into your hands. Good. Breathe. And when you exhale, left foot steps forward, the right foot will follow. So again, you might not step all the way to the top of the mat on the first try. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, full forward. Lift all the way up. Breathe in, stretch. Fold again, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, left foot stays. Right leg's going to go all the way back. Bring the right knee down. You can stay on fingertips, on blocks, or try to press your hands all the way down. And you might notice one hip might feel a little different from the other hip. Mm-hmm. So pause for a moment. As you continue to try to ground your hands down, push your hips forward towards the front edge of your mat. Breathe. So you try to seal this space, the left side of your torso to the left thigh. Front of your left shoulder kind of just touches the top of your left thigh, right above the knee. All right, from here, tuck the right toes to lift the right knee, but keep pushing your hips forward towards that front edge of the mat. All right, then from here, fire up the legs a little bit more. Don't change your torso where it is. Arms start to sweep back. But keep that left knee bent, trying to push your hips down, right heel pushing back. The ribs stay where they are, but try to just peel your chest and your shoulders away from the left thigh. Left ribs still trying to touch the thigh. You got it. Breathe in. Really strong legs. Breathe out. Right hand comes down lightly. Left arm lifts up. Twist. Turn your chest open. Keep bending the left knee, melting the hips. And then we'll bring the left hand down inside the foot. Wiggle the left foot out to the side. Pause for a moment. Again, let your hips melt. Walk your hands forward and lower the right knee. Good. So from here, keep pushing your hips towards the front, and maybe starting to bend your elbows. And again, elbows may not come right to the mat. And there's a tendency for some of us to have that left knee really point out to the side. Try to hug it in a little bit more. Allow the hips to gently press downwards. Breathe. And then we'll come back to our hands. Start to push the hips back to let the left leg begin to straighten. And again, pushing sit bones back. If you can try to find that arching spine, again, that cow spine. So instead of rounding your back, The more you can arch, especially tilting your pelvis back, so your sit bones, your tailbone tries to point upwards, then you might feel more into the hamstrings, more into your glutes. Breathe. So each pose, there's always room to explore. Micro movements and changes in the body can really change the sensation, change the stretch, or how you're strengthening. So always welcome to explore little movements in your practice. When you inhale next, I want you to bend your left knee, lift the back knee up, send your left foot all the way back, plank pose, breathe in, lower all the way down, breathe out. Sweep your arms back, and once again, when you inhale, float up. Everything that can lift will float. Exhale, gently come back down. Again, breathe in, draw your shoulders blades together, lift the heart. Exhale. One more, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, release. Slide your hands next to the chest, push into a tabletop, breathe in. Exhale again, experiment in your child's pose. Legs wider, legs closer, arms reach forward, reach somewhere else. Breathe through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Good, inhale, come to your downward facing dog. Plant the hands shoulder width apart, lift the knees up. And then I want you to sweep the right leg up, breathe in, step the right foot forward between the hands. When you're ready, inhale, rise to a high lunge. Good. Slow movement, lean forward, bring all the weight to your right leg, float the left leg for a moment. Warrior 3. And then when you inhale, I want you to stand all the way up, lift the left knee, interlace the hands in front of the left leg, hug the leg in, shoulders down, puff the chest up, draw the belly in a touch, and see if you can bring that leg right up towards your left shoulder. Good. Nice and slow. We're going to reverse how we came into this point of our practice. We're going to release the hands, bring your left leg back slow, bring it towards the back of your mat. Hands come down, right foot goes all the way back, downward facing dog, shake out the legs. We're going to sweep the left leg up, breathe in. Exhale, step that left foot right between the hands. Inhale, come to a high lunge, arms reach up. And exhale slowly to lean forward, ground into your left leg, float your right leg up. And then when you inhale next, start to stand, lift your right knee, interlace the hands over the right shin, hug the leg in, draw the belly in as well, lift the chest up, pull your shoulders down. Good. Breathe. Bring the thigh a little closer. And then reversing, so let the leg go slowly. Send the right leg back, hinging from your left hip. And you'll bring hands down first if you like. Right foot back, left foot back. Downward facing dog. Stay here. You can close your eyes. Try to ground your heels down while you lift your bum up. Melt your chest towards your toes, your shins. Or one round of vinyasa. Breathing into plank. Chaturanga. When you exhale, up dog or cobra. Inhale. Exhale back to down dog. And then from here, you can just gently bring the knees down. Lie onto your back. However you can get there. Bringing your spine down. Good. From here, stretch your arms overhead. Take an inhale. Sigh your breath out. Bring your arms into cactus for a moment. So elbows 90 degrees, kind of extended out from the shoulders, straight out to the sides. Again, breathe in, deep breath, right into the chest, belly. Sigh that breath out. If it feels nice to keep your arms in cactus, you can keep them there. Otherwise, you can bring them by your side, continue to reach them overhead. Legs are neutral unless you need to bend your knees. Close your eyes, finding your Shavasana for a moment here. And as always, if you need longer, you can always just turn off the IG Live, or if you're watching it later. Start to bring some movements back, deepening your breath again. If it feels good, you can stretch your arms overhead, slide the legs together, pointing the toes. And when you're ready, bending at the knees, gently rock up or roll to one side, and make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Keep your spine tall and light, eyes are closed. And we will close our practice with the sound of Om. Connect your palms in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. Om. Bow your head. Thank yourself for making time for your practice. We thank you for joining us. Hope you're able to find some peace, love, and gratitude. Take that with you. Share it with everyone you interact with. Have a wonderful rest of your day and your upcoming weekend. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thanks, Vanessa. Drink water as usual. Enjoy some sunshine. If it's sunny where you are, get some vitamin D. I think I said that on Wednesday too. Oh, we say a lot of the same things. But what are you going to do?
It applies. It is still applicable. Especially, it can be a big boost to your mood if you've been spending a lot of your time indoors.
Yeah. I think lately all I've been waiting for is just like...
time spent outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just the ability to just sit outside, something so simple.
For sure.
My gosh.
Yeah, we've been drinking our coffee on the front step most mornings in the sunshine, and man, it's been a nice start to the day.
Yeah. Thanks, Carol. Hope your glutes feel a bit better. Thank you, First Frame, Virginie, Julia, Claudia. Thank you, Effie. Thank you, Bailey, Sarah. Hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks so much for joining us on Friday morning. Yeah. And just whenever you can. I know a lot of you who are here now are often here with us the whole week, so we're very grateful. Thanks, sure. Joshua. Have a great weekend too, and have a great birthday weekend.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
Thanks, Jenny.
I've
Glad
been spoiled
you're able
all
to make
week.
it.
All week. Thanks, Queenie.
Well, I mean, there's nothing else we can really do.
This is true.
We're stuck.
This is true. But it's been fun. It's been nice. Thanks for the fun week. Thanks for the fun week, Abby.
No response.
No response.
She's still in Shavasana.
Fully has given up and is asleep on the couch now.
She was pissed that you did not let her look out the window, so she's ignoring you.
Well, I ended it before the chest puffing. When she sees someone walking by.
Thanks, Carol.
Thanks, Carol. All right, enjoy your Friday, and we will see you all on Monday.
Have a safe weekend.
Bye.